All right, everybody, we are back here at CEVO TV with your CEVO MLG Season 7 Pro League game. Map number 2 between SapphireKelowna.com and Synergy Gaming is now going live here. Synergy, of course, is going to be your T-sided team, and your CT-sided team will be SapphireKelowna.com.
Yeah, and this was Synergy Gaming's map pick, so SKDC did get their side. They chose to play CT, which makes a lot of sense for those of you at home. It seems like the obvious choice. But if you guys watched Synergy Gaming's last cash match against a Tempo Storm, I don't know why that slipped my mind, you would have seen that they were pretty slow starters on their CT side. They didn't really have a great-looking CT side, but their terrorist side is pretty much what kept them in the game and what pushed the game to overtime. So even though SKDC is picking the side they want, I think they might have inadvertently picked themselves into a corner where Synergy is playing their side of choice as well. With the first pick going over to SKDC. Got to imagine they're feeling at least a little bit confident here.
Ooh. Wabbit will open it up, though. Sin's going to try and take their way into A. Ocean's also there, and Els! Oh my goodness, that lockdown defense from Ocean at that A bomb site. Sapphire Kelowna opened this map number 2 up in a big way, thanks to Ocean with 3 of those frags.
Yeah, and Ocean hooking it up for your Vulcan roster big time there with that 3K.
That's right, Ocean. You're my boy. You're my boy, Ocean.
Oh, I wish if I could go back in time, Ocean definitely would. Oh, I mean, he was a consideration, but should have pulled the trigger on that one. No counter-strike pun intended there. But, I mean, either way, that was just a really clean-looking round from SapphireKelowna.com. They got the opening pick, which was good. They pretty much knew what was happening the entire time. It seemed like there was no confusion there. They had the third guy rotated in the A-bomb site, pretty much, waiting there to catch Wabbit or Ocean had they gone down early. Didn't seem like that was going to be an issue, and it wasn't. So, yeah, good for SKDC, starting things off right, putting their best foot forward on this map, which was not their pick.
Yeah, I definitely, they're opening it up here. Let's see if they can close this A-bomb site down once again. It's going to be another A-take attempt here. Ocean back at the quad box will get one before he goes down. Wabbit steps up with the MP. Can he take down Fox before he can reload the M4? And he does. Now it's all up to Buzza. CZ out in middle, does a bunch of damage on Wabbit, who's back at the quad box, but it doesn't matter. Wabbit gets 3, and that makes the score 2-0 SKDC.
Yeah, just more clean rounds from them, and what we're seeing, at least right now, is a surprising amount of rifle play from the SKDC team. I think they have, well, last round they had the rifles, and I think, 2 SMGs grand total. They lost one of them in the process. We saw them get punished pretty badly last map on the terrorist side of Dust 2 for having a very SMG-heavy, I don't even know, loadout, we'll call it, if we're just throwing around those terms. So you can kind of see perhaps some learning already. They're just not going to risk that anymore. It's so much more worth it to spend the extra money to get the rifle rather than to bank on the other team kind of messing up. So I like the rifle pickup. And actually there's a 2K over in the B bombs. That's going to open things up and give Synergy Gaming some rifles.
Oh, Ocean gets caught from behind, though, trying to work his way through the vent. So now the bomb is going to be planted at the B bomb site, and this eco is looking like it might work out well here. Grenade is just going to eat Arya. There goes the secondary one. Blows him up. Slemmy with a nice play there to go back and grab the other grenade to make that frag happen. Here comes the site take attempt. It's going to be a 2 versus 2. Guns in the hands of the CTs, and they're going to close it down. But that is bomb plant money that you get if you're Synergy Gaming, even though they'd be buying on the next round no matter what. They forced some rebuys here. I don't think there was anything besides one M4 and one FAMAS that I'm assuming probably would have been upgraded. The FAMAS anyways, maybe depending on their money situation. And so that does force 1 or 2 rebuys. So kind of controls SKDC, not in the way that they wanted to, though.
No, and it's also not quite enough. I got to imagine there's going to... there is the FAMAS on the ground for getting dropped to Slemmy. So Slemmy's actually going to start building up a pretty large economy. Has to be going towards ops later down the line. I'm surprised that they chose to recycle that FAMAS instead of picking up an op on one of their players right off the bat. But, knowing basically the economic condition that Synergy is in, they know Synergy's going to buy, but they definitely weren't in a position where they could be buying ops or pretty liberally buying ops. So it's not a terrible idea to hold on to that FAMAS for now. Try to use it to battle off the AKs. Position yourself right. It's totally possible. FAMAS isn't the most ideal weapon, but if you position yourself right, it's totally serviceable. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that upgraded next round or thrown in the garbage next round just to pick up for another gun. But for now, I think it's fine.
So guns up on both sides here. Everyone's got head armor except for Stewie 2K for CTs. On the other side of things, everybody has head armor, but SYNRGY not opting to go with an op here, even though they could have afforded it, especially after that bomb plant. But they're going full rifles. It's going to be 5 rifles versus 5 rifles, even though Slemmy, as we talked about and as you talked about, only has the FAMAS in his hands, and he's going to be the one initially getting into the point of contact here. Let's see if he keeps something going. Tries to step back out. Almost gets cleaned right there for it. Buzza was a little ready for it. Pop flash goes out. He blinds himself, not able to peek off that. Also blinds Els. Buzza does take down Slemmy. So FAMAS off the board. Els is able to get Fox. It's Stewie 2K doing what he needs to. Same with Ocean. And another one for Stewie 2K. Can he stay up here? Jason R's all in his face. He's trying to get away around the corner. Gets taken down. Bomb down in the B bomb site. Out in the open. Jason R's not going to get aggressive and go for it, though. He's just going to kind of wait, see if he can catch somebody. And no one will get caught there. He's going to be able to live out the round, and that is going to make it 4 unanswered rounds in favor of SKDC.
Yeah, SYNRGY Gaming worked down the clock there, and really, unfortunately, we're never quite there. Good on Jason R for holding on to that AK-47, especially not for getting killed after time. That would have been really devastating to be stuck with just $1,400 and no weaponry on top of that. So at the very least, he was able to escape the wrath of those last 2 counter-terrorists. It looks like SYNRGY Gaming going to be trying to make a buy happen here. I see secondary pistols and armor pretty much across the board, so while they're not exactly strapped, they definitely do have the pistols necessary to make an eco round happen. And so far, things are looking good for them. That's actually a 3-for-2 trade over at the A-bomb site. Make that another one for Jason R.
Yeah. So it's looking like they're going to try to come back here. Now it's all up to Stewie. Can he take down Jason R? Jason R is going to be the one directly in his face. Throws a flashbang out. Doesn't really do much with that. Molotov in the way. Jason R just has to not peek out at this point to stay alive. Stewie 2K gonna work around, use the Molotov as cover. Arya drops down another Molotov. Jason R is still back there behind that corner at the forklift. Gets taken down, so now Stewie's into a 1-versus-1. Arya's gonna be the last man standing. Ends up getting the frag, and that is a round for SYNRGY Gaming on T side.
Yeah, Arya able to scoop up that op as well. Gives it straight to Buzza, wasting no time. And as you said, SYNRGY Gaming picked up a huge eco round there, and one that I didn't think that they were going to be able to pick up, especially when the counter-terrorists pushed over into the A main, the A main area, flashed in, had a bunch of just terrorists looking at the backs of their hands in the flash position, just sprayed them all down. Didn't think the round was going to be much more after that, but the split on highway coming in just divided the attention of the players, and the player that was playing quad actually didn't know exactly where to look, and that's how he got punished. Now we're seeing some early aggression from the SKDC players, but or at least in the A-bomb site, but they're going to back off now.
So still going to have that one-man advantage will be SKDC as Fox is down out of the round into round number 6. And SYNRGY reeling a little bit here. They want to string together rounds if they're able to. They really need to get that going for their economy because they just reset their loss bonus. And there goes Davey as Ocean will take him down. And now it's only going to be 3 of these terrorists left alive. Slemmy going to try and burn out, or shoot out, excuse me, Arya out of the squeaky room. And there's Ocean getting Buzza. So now we only have Arya left alive. 1-versus-5, 45 seconds left on the clock. Bomb down out in the middle. They're getting pushed from every direction. So Arya, he's probably going to get boosted over right now. Yep, they get spotted. Now can Arya take down Els? He will take him down. But in position will be Stewie 2K, who eventually gets the cleanup frag on the round. And Arya only one to get around, or get a frag that round, and it was in garbage time on Els trying to boost over.
Yeah, pretty much. It seemed like SYNRGY Gaming just didn't have any opportunities that round. And it seems like a lot of their game is predicated on finding the opening pick and doing something off of it, whether it be find an opening pick, just cause some chaos, that way you can split, or just spreading out working picks, then regrouping up so that way you can work as a team. Last round, they just couldn't find any, but this round they're going to be pushing directly into B. Let's see if Els has an answer.
Oh,
Stewie might.
Yeah, Stewie's right there, able to get 2 before he gets taken down. Els will also get 2. Now it's all up to Buzza, though. He's going to be into a 1-versus-1 situation. Possibly, he is catching a little bit of that spray down. Stays alive, though. Deagle in hand. Can he take Slemmy? Not able to. Slemmy will remove him from the round. 6-1, SKDC is up.
Yeah, they're now further extending their lead and banking a fair amount of cash in their back pockets. SYNRGY Gaming now kind of on the border of a buy right here. Wouldn't be surprised if they do end up going for it, and they do. Davey going to be forced into a Galil of his own, but we're going to see no scopes this round for either team, just straight up rifles versus rifles. Another round where Synergy Gaming just couldn't make something happen. I mean, that round, although, to be fair, was an eco round, unfortunately just kind of ran into the blender that was the B bomb site. At first, I thought Els might have been just trapped there alone, but Stewie2K was totally right there in rail to make the save, get a bunch of frags, and they teamed up just to lock it down completely. There was no real chance of Synergy breaking that line.
Well, Ari's going to try and work his way on middle. Els is right there around the corner, but Slemmy steps out. They don't make the call yet, so Buzza and Davey and Aria will all go down to Slemmy playing that corner below the boost. Good heads-up play there to make that happen. Slemmy getting on the board in a big way for his team, and SKDC going to try and take a 7th round here to their name.
Yeah, I'm curious as to if they thought Slemmy was the guy in vents, because it seemed like they kept engaging the guy in vents, and then Slemmy kept getting the kill, and no one ever looked towards the silenced M4 of Slemmy. So, not really sure what happened there, but as you said, yeah, it seemed like no one knew where Slemmy was. It must have just been a really good positioning and a great distraction from the guy in vents.
So now it's all going to be up to Fox by himself. Time is ticking down. At this point, he's got the bomb in his hands. If somebody can get aggressive and he can take them down, he will take it. Doesn't look like it, though, as Stewie will shoot him out of the sunroom with a piercing AK headshot. That will make the score 7-1. SKDC is up, and Synergy now kind of getting handled as they handled SKDC first map.
Yeah, just throwing it right back in their faces. And interestingly enough, Els, the player that died last round, had an opportunity to buy up an op for someone if they so chose, but he instantly just buys up a rifle for himself. Seems like SKDC is falling into a rhythm right now with their rifles that they don't want to disrupt with a scoped gun. It seems to be working out for them. We can't really fault them for going with what is working. This round we're going to see Synergy Gaming coming out on the A bomb site where they won their round before. But I think this one is going to be, that's a lot of fire.
Oh yeah, that is a ton. All that damage getting spread out. Buzza is going to do what he can on the highway. Aria, last one left, and Slemmy will remove him. That's a 3K for Slemmy. That makes the score 8-1 in favor of SKDC.
Man, Synergy Gaming just can't quite find the answer, and it seems like they have, well, I guess their one round win they did have was an eco round of sorts, right, when they split, but since then, it seems like they just haven't been able to get the early traction they need to spin it into a round win. But, I mean, once again, to be fair, last time we saw Synergy on this map, it wasn't until about 6 or 7 rounds into their terrorist side half that they started to get their groove together. So maybe there is still time. But I have to say, this is looking like a completely different SKDC team right here, and they're just looking like killers.
Yeah, definitely. They're playing lights out right now. Synergy is stepping it up, though. Jason R out in mid is able to get himself a 2K. They have full mid control at the moment. Can they work it all the way into CT? That's going to be one frag, but Slemmy quickly gets traded out. Wabbit will take down Jason R. Gun battle here at the A bomb site as terrorists try to work their way up the highway. Flank coming from Stewie, and Fox will take down Wabbit. Now we're into a 1 versus 1. Fox is just going to wait here for Stewie to try and peek around this corner. It might be ill-advised depending on the exchange. And no, all the damage goes in favor of Stewie2K. There only goes down to 67 HP. Fox goes down to 52. Now he's kind of playing ring around the rosy, and Stewie will step out fast with the 3K nonetheless, making the score 9-1. SKDC is playing lights out right now.
I mean, they're definitely playing really well, but Fox just flashing himself with a poorly timed and placed flash, just full blinding himself, like full widescreening, and allowing Stewie to pick up that frag there. I mean, he had the right idea. He seemed to, even while blind, know that Stewie2K was coming for him, but just kind of freaked out and threw a bad flash. That's tough. I mean, that should be negative points on Vulcan. It should be a stiff negative, a self-team flash and then get fragged in a one-on-one. I would chalk that up as negative points, but not sure if they have a metric for that in particular. Either way, a rough way to lose a one-on-one.
So on to round 11. SKDC with an 8-round advantage here, shooting and playing very well, especially considering what we saw from map number 1, which was Dust 2, where Synergy just basically had their way with SKDC, and now we're having the step-ups that I talked about here. What about Rabbit stepping up? What about Stewie2K? They're all stepping up big here. Slemmy's playing well. Ocean, Els, the entire team is shooting well into the 11 rounds that we've been in, and Buzza does finally get an opening frag right there. Onto Slemmy, and Jason R will take down Stewie 2K, so the B bomb site is now open. This is the best look they've had so far, besides the one round that they were able to take, and they quickly got ecoed after that. Davey will take down Els. Here's going to be a two-man retake attempt between Ocean and now it's a one-man retake right there as Ocean gets his face ripped off, and it's just up to Wabbit. Tries to burn out Buzza. Buzza's going to have to try and escape, and Wabbit looks away at the wrong time, and Buzza actually gets the frag and lives the exchange with only 4 HP.
Yes, there's a round where Synergy Gaming able to get the opening picks and start to work that man advantage. I mean, it seems to be kind of how they're most successful. If they can just set the pace early, get a pick, and then work as a team when they know they're going to have the man advantage, that's just when they tend to flourish. This round, we are going to be seeing an op on Fox, or at least see him continue to put an op to use. Interestingly enough, that Synergy Gaming team has been really willing to cycle the op around. They don't really care who gets it on their team as long as it is someone who is confident they're going to frag. I mean, we saw Arya pulling out the op for them last map. Davey had an op at one point.
Yeah.
Buzza is who I would, if I had to choose one player to be their opper, I would, give the op to Buzza. And then here we see Fox with an op in his hands. I think really the only player we haven't seen pulling out the scope gun is Jason R.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely one of these teams, you just touched on it, the fact that all of them can op effectively, so it's one of these teams that they'll definitely pass the op off to whoever's got the better spawn to use it, and Stewie playing the angle very well, able to get one, trying to go for a secondary one, gets taken down, same with Ocean, but Wabbit is right there to answer, and he's going to get taken out of the round, so Synergy will string back-to-back rounds together, making the score 9-3, and we're into round 13. SKDC with 9 rounds in their favor have already officially won the half. The best Synergy can do at this point is get, losing it, 6 rounds to their name.
And Ocean there had just a great position to shut things down, and unfortunately with that silence, M4 couldn't wrangle himself and kind of dumped like 15+ bullets into the first guy, and then had the other guy spin and end up killing him. That is, unfortunately, the worst outcome he could have asked for. At least if he had gotten a 1-for-1 there, could have caused some disturbance, but that is a tough way to go down. Now we have Wabbit peeking through a really thin crack in that smoke. I like that move from him, but no one is going to be looking in that direction. Seems like the Molotov's been doing the Molotovs at the B bomb site through the Sunroom area have been doing a good job of pushing the SKDC players out of their normal positions in sight. Stewie had a good position last round where he hit in that close corner and was able to pick up a bunch of frags, but I think they're going to start to get wise to that.
Ooh. Jason are able to take down Wabbit. I like this reverse here. They're going to switch this back over to the A bomb site. They've completely opened it up. It's going to be a 4 versus 2 with Els and Stewie 2K on the full rotate here. And there goes Stewie 2K. So now it's up to Els. He's going to get caught out in middle. Arya's right above him. Can he get the frag with the 5-7? Not able to make it happen. And Arya will get the cleanup. That will make it 9-4 in favor of SKDC. But Synergy looking good here. They're going to force SKDC onto a save.
Yeah, they're starting to put it together late in the half, kind of it's very similarly to how they did it last time, and yeah. I guess I would say better, late than never, right? It seems like they're coming up big. If they can bring this to a 9-6 half, I would say that is totally satisfactory. I think that is a normal looking half on this on this map. So there's no way that they could be. I mean, they could be disappointed by anything, but there's no reason why they should be if they can lock down that scoreline, especially with SKDC on an eco right here. Yeah, even still 5 rounds on T-side, that's not awful, grand scheme of things.
No, not even in the least bit. I mean, if you're able to get those out, win these, and Arya will take down Wabbit as he's able to push his way up into the A-bomb site, but 2 players are still there trying to hide it out in the smoke. Now it's only one of them. Ocean's going to try and run out of it. He can't get away. Buzza will take him down, and Fox getting an op shot there onto Els. Closeout frag will go in favor of Arya, who picks himself up 3 that round. That makes it 9-5 in favor of SKDC as we hit the last round of the half.
And the numbers are a little bit off, but this is, once again, similar to kind of what we saw last game and how the first half of last game, rather, with SKDC, kind of role reversal here, I would say, for the most part. On Dust 2, Synergy Gaming dominating the pace on Dust 2, and it was on SKDC to bring it close towards the end of the first half by stringing those last rounds together. And this game, we're seeing pretty much the exact opposite. SKDC laying down the law early, and now Synergy Gaming using these last few rounds to claw their way back into the game. Slemmy starting things off right with an opening pick as Els shoots Arya in the back. Unfortunate unfortunate play pretty much all around. As SKDC seems like they're cleaning this one up handily.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have an exact mirror of what we saw map number 1 for first half, except for switch by teams. Looks like we're going to have a 10-5 half, this time in favor of, this time in favor of SKDC, and Les Buzza can come up gigantically huge here. It's going to be a 1 versus 3, has the bomb in hand. He's got plenty of utility here, 2 flashbangs and a Molotov to burn a CT out of his way, but so far all the CTs are towards that the B bomb site, especially after that flashbang. They have to know that he's either near mid or outside B at the moment. He's going to try and walk his way all the way around to the A bomb site. He's got plenty of time left here to make this walk happen without getting hurt.
He does have plenty of time to do it, like in terms of getting the bomb down, but he doesn't have a lot of time before SKDC starts to figure out what he's up to. It seemed like Els was a little bit hesitant to check that first flashbang, but either way, he came to his senses really quickly and looked back. But Buzza is able to get a frag into the site, so if he's able to win this 1-on-2, it'd actually be an ace on the round. The bomb is planted, so time is ticking away. Els and Slemmy on the clock, and there he still has that Molotov.
Let's see where she's used it, throws it out in front of him. Els is right there, drops it on the box, gets shoulder peek though. He's very low on HP. He's got to make this happen. They're just waiting for him to push out. He's still there hiding, playing the waiting game very effectively. Doesn't matter though. SKDC will be able to get this defuse off as Els jumps onto the bomb. That will make it a 10-5 half, so an exact mirror of what we saw from the first half of Dust 2, except for this time getting 10 rounds will be SKDC.
Yeah, got to imagine they're feeling a lot better about this game right now. This is already a showing infinitely better than what they had on Dust 2. So, yeah, they put together what was a really good-looking CT side. They did a good job of playing off of each other. The vast majority of the round wins they had were what I would, semi-ironically call blender rounds for SKDC, just them running in and not breaking that first line. We saw a bunch of it in the pistol round for SKDC, rifles at B. It really wasn't until the end that SYNRGY was able to start to mount some good-looking rounds, and a lot of it had to do, I believe, with SKDC's general unwillingness to give up that first pick. The players would either force an engagement early and try to just, put multiple guns against multiple guns, or they would sit back and sight, and as I said, kind of those blender rounds where it's SYNRGY running into a wall.
Yeah. So far, it's looked all SKDC, just like we saw on Dust 2, where it was all SYNRGY. I'm going to be curious here if SKDC is going to be able to run away with this map, eventually get themselves the tie in this best-of-2 series before we get into game number 2, which, if you guys remember, that is going to be VVV Gaming versus Lunatic Esports coming up after this one, a best-of-2 series again. So make sure you guys are ready for that one. If you don't have your bets in yet for that game, get them in. It should still be open for a little bit longer as we work our way closer to that game. And the second half is going to be exciting here. I would really like to see SKDC hold on to this and kind of stun SYNRGY a little bit here, because SYNRGY was looking like if we were going to go into this map, which plays a lot like Dust 2, which, in both of our opinions, favored more of a SYNRGY style gameplay. They play very good on those vanilla maps, like you said later. I'll be curious. It'll be exciting to watch SKDC tie the series up.
Yeah, I think in the hopes of finding the most competitive matches, I think these are the kinds of games where I wish there was a game thread. I feel like for the most part, a best of 2 will speak enough about a series for everyone to draw their own conclusions at home. But I think if SKDC can come back and win map 2 of this one, this is one of those where it's like, man, wish it was just a map 3. Even I don't care about the standings. Yeah, obviously, I think the players want a win under their belt, but I just want to see
definitely
who's the better squad here.
Yeah.
After first map, I would have told you absolutely SYNRGY. If I looked at just this map, I would have told you absolutely SKDC. But putting them, or juxtaposing them, shows that this is potentially a really even matchup.
Yeah, it's looking to be that way. What's funny about it is the way both of these teams dominated on their maps respectively. Dust 2, if you would have seen SYNRGY dominate on that, which hopefully you guys all did, you would think, all right, we're going to cash, done deal for SYNRGY. But if it was the reverse order of things, and we watch SKDC play their half first on this map, you would be like, oh, we're going to Dust 2. They played that good on Cash. Same thing's going to happen. And it hasn't. But into the first pistol of second half, that is going to be Wabbit and Stewie right there picking up big frags. SKDC still holding on to this. They have the momentum shift going back in their favor, but Buzza will take down Slemmy. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 as that bomb is planted in the B bomb site. Davey's going to be on the rotate. Same with the rest of his teammates, Buzza and Fox. Fox goes down right there. Can they stay up? No, they're all going to get taken down. Els, Stewie, and Wabbit collect those frags, but we did lose Stewie at the end of the exchange, so that makes the score 11-5 for SKDC.
Yeah, and the players that were playing B did a good job of getting the damage in, but unfortunately they just weren't able to trade out the frags completely. A lot of players did, I think, at least like 75 plus damage before falling back and eventually getting killed, and unfortunately, just giving up that much site control is too much. The rotating players, no matter how good of a shot they are, no matter how weak the other team is going to be, just positionally, it's tough. So, good looking round for SKDC, picking up another pistol round, which I believe would make 3 out of 4, right? If I'm not mistaken. They did get ecoed on Dust 2, and they actually got ecoed on this map as well, right? So I guess they've had a somewhat difficult time holding on to the pistol round wins and stretching them into 3, but they've been coming out on top on the individual pistol.
Yeah, had a little bit of trouble with anti-ecos, and it looks like they might have a little bit of trouble again with some anti-ecos unless Stewie can pick something up here. Able to get himself 2 before he goes down. There goes Slemmy. Now it's all up to Ocean. Gun battle ensues. He wins it against Jason R. So now it's going to be a 1v2. And again, it might hold true here. SKDC has a little bit of an issue with these anti-eco rounds.
Yeah, I didn't even think this round would get worked down to it. Just that trash the players had set up in checkers worked pretty much fantastic. They got a bunch of picks on the guys coming vents, and they just forced them more out, and just they fell into a crosshair that was waiting for them. So really good play. Now they're about to just run into Ocean, and Davey just takes him down straight with the P2000, grabbing an AK-47 for his troubles. So I said that makes, I think, 3 pistol rounds for SKDC, if my memory serves me properly. And once again, if my memory serves me properly, 3 ecoed. 3 times they got ecoed.
Yeah.
Like, that's tough.
It's almost like they're getting just a tad too aggressive on these anti-ecos. I mean, we saw it there. Stewie, there was no reason for him to chase those frags through the vent. At that point, he could have maybe been like, well, maybe there's a stack over at the B-bomb site in the checkered room. And he just got they're just getting a little too aggressive on their eco round or their anti-eco rounds, and they're falling apart.
Yeah, actually, just to correct myself as Stewie times out, super unfortunate, really poor timing for them. The first eco was actually after the pistol round. So it was not a pistol round eco. So
yeah,
2 for 4. Either way, still a ridiculously high rate, 50%, kind of wild.
Yeah, so we've lost Stewie into this round. Doesn't really, it does look like it's going to be favoring SYNRGY for a second there. I thought they were going to gain some traction after they took down Davey. Slemmy's going to get the bomb plant in the smoke, though. Somehow survive for a second. Get another frag before he goes down. And that is going to be a bomb plant for, for SKDC, who's going to be up after this round ends 11-7. But SYNRGY is coming back here. Their CT side is looking pretty strong.
It seems like these SKDC players, just once they get inside a smoke, they can't be fragged.
Yeah,
it felt like, maybe there's some spectator smoke going on there, but it seemed like Slemmy was plenty visible as the smoke was dissipating even before he was fully done planting the bomb. I don't even know. Yeah. I felt like he should have gotten fragged at least a few seconds before it could have. The bomb plant could have been stopped there, but either way, because they were just trying to battle back from the economy deficit that SYNRGY put them in, SKDC is still not going to be in a position really to buy. They could do they could definitely upgrade pistols, get some Tech 9s, maybe some armor if they so chose on their richer players, maybe a smoke and a flash, but really it's going to be an eco round for them. Hopefully they can get Stewie back in the game. He is back in Mumble, which is half the battle right there. So, and yeah, he joined the server really quickly. Good on them.
So let's talk about it a little bit here. Vulcan, how are you looking right now?
That is a really good question. I closed the link because it was just it was playing streams. It was playing streams, and I didn't know what was playing. I freaked out, but I want to check. I saw. I mean, Slemmy was fragging really well. Stewie 2K fragging really well. 2 guys I had on my squad. Yep. Fox not doing as well as I would have liked to on this map, but played really well on Dust 2. Do I get a score? Yeah, I have. How many points do you have?
I got 201.4 at the moment.
Ah, he's cheating. I'm at 188.2.
Man, I guess my team's just better. I'm currently ranked 534th out of 1,500, and I'm a soft 96 points away from first place in the
A real soft 90, like a very malleable 90. So
yes,
really
it's only 96 points.
It's
But it looks like he's back into the server though, and we're live once again. SapphireKelowna.com versus Synergy Gaming. I'm Misled. Casting with me will be later. We are with CEVO-TV, and this is your CEVO and MLG Season 7 Pro League regular season best-of-2 battle between these two teams. And this is our first match of the night. We have another one coming up after this, depending on how this goes. No matter what, we have a secondary match coming up. But Synergy Gaming right now dominating these frags against the ecoing SKDC. That will make it 11-8, and they're on the catch-up game right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm still wouldn't be shocked if Synergy is able to bring it back. It seemed like while they did struggle a bit on the terrorist side, their CT, at least coming off from last two, has looked pretty good. It seems like they're playing really well together. So I definitely wouldn't say SKDC's real success on this game is predicated on winning. I think they've already shown that they have more to offer than what they did on Dust 2. So I honestly, I think like if this is a game that's still totally winnable for SKDC, but I do think that there is a high probability that Synergy is going to make this a game.
Yeah, definitely. I love tight games. I like it when it gets exciting. Let's see if they can keep this rolling here. And into round 20. No frags have happened yet, but it's guns up on both teams. So they're both going to be trying to get into these this gun battles here. Who is going to be able to get this opening frag? Will it stay momentum-based for Synergy Gaming, or will SapphireKelowna be able to switch things up to their side? And Synergy is looking like they're going to be defending and B execute here. And Jason R somehow avoids that. Just miraculously avoids the two Molotovs just with a little spot that he's able to survive there. And here comes the collapse, though. Everybody's down except for Els and Slummy, and there's Slummy on the flank to help drop down with Els. Now it's going to be a 2-on-2 battle. Let's see if they can keep it rolling.
Yeah, Fox is going to need to stop them from getting in the sight. It looks like he's pre-firing in the right direction, trying to catch someone jumping up onto the rail, but Els is too experienced to get caught out by that, jumping like a pro to avoid the spray down.
Molotov and nade combination, very nice there, coming from Fox. A little bit too late on the throw, though. Els does go down, so now it's going to be Fox versus Slummy. 1 versus 1 clutch incoming here. Unless Fox gets this frag and the defuse, that will be a 1 versus 2 in his favor. He's going to go for the bomb, but he's going to be a little out in the open here, and he's going to pop on it. Slummy sees him, knows he's not peeking it, but Fox almost clairvoyantly looks for it, looks away at the wrong time. No, he's able to get it. That's going to be a 1 versus 2 clutch. When he gets this defuse off, that'll make the score 11-9 in favor of SKDC, but a big 1 versus 2 coming there from Fox.
Yeah, and for all that, I was just hyping up Els so much for doing that jump right on rail. I mean, I guess it's not a super high-level move to avoid getting pre-fire, but either way, it shows he's so experienced by hopping up over the pre-fire from Fox, and then peeks aggressively when Slemmy effectively had half of his sight cut off by peeking from checkers. It seems like those two plays just don't really mix together. There was no real reason for him to peek so aggressively. I mean, yes, Fox did come out ahead a little bit to try to chase it, but really, I think Els would have been super successful if he had just stayed back and didn't peek at all, didn't show anything. Let Slemmy, kind of take a position that Fox doesn't know, cut off half the bomb site, say, hey, Fox dropped, or Fox is pushing you, and play it like that. I mean, it was planted for Slemmy even, so Els could have just, they both could have just sat back until Fox forced the issue and just played off the bomb. Because, I mean, even if Fox did come in, just run in and got close to Els and tried to play at close quarters, still would have had to defuse the bomb with his back facing Slemmy. Either way, we are in a different round right now. Things are going down over at the A bomb site. Let's see if Buzza can swoop in and regain control of things. And so far, so good.
Ooh, able to get one before he has to switch to his pistol. Els will eventually take him down, so it's going to be a 3 versus 2 now, as Wabbit will be able to drop him down and remove Arya from the round. So now it's up to Jason R and Arya. They're both in the A bomb site, though. Bomb is down out in the open, and that's going to be Fox able to take down Els. So Wabbit and Slummy left here. Fox and Jason R. There goes Fox. Jason R is going to be the last one left alive, and he gets taken down by Wabbit. That is going to be a round win in favor of SKDC, so they're going to prevent the momentum from steamrolling out of control here for Synergy Gaming. And Synergy money getting a little tight here, having a lot of rebuys on the rounds that they do win.
Yeah, definitely getting a little tight. It looks like they might even be saving this round. It looks like they are definitely saving this round. Kind of a gutsy call. I mean, they had 7K on Fox at the very least, so, I mean, Fox could have dropped. You have Buzz at 44, Ari at 37. They could have made something happen, but the fact that those rounds just got cut so close really, yeah, made a buy possible, just not the kind of buy you would want. Let's see if Stewie can escape the CZ onslaught that is coming his way, or at the very least was coming his way.
So now into round 22 here, that stuff that we were talking about, SKDC not being able to anti-eco effectively. This round they were anti-ecoing pretty well here. Only dropped Wabbit, which doesn't really matter. They have plenty of money on their side right now. They're rolling in it, so that rebuy is not going to affect them a bunch, but Davey does pick himself up an AK, and it looks like Terrace might be rotating in his direction, possibly trying to take this to B. And no, they're just going to fake that and run back towards A. Smart play coming here from SapphireKelowna.com as it looks like Jason R and Davey are going to be stuck into the B bomb site unless they want to rotate and risk dropping that AK.
Yeah, and they can risk dropping the AK because they are almost certainly going to be making a buy happen next round. I mean, I guess they do have players that are relatively poor in Jason R and Davey, and they're not going to be... Actually, maybe they do want to hold on to that AK. Seems like they should want to... I mean, I was thinking to myself, maybe even if they went and died with it, then the rich players would be able to drop and kind of be able to make up the difference. But with, you know, a player like Davey and Jason are just so hurt for cash, it seems like they might be stretching themselves thin, especially if they want to get one or maybe even two ops. So, yeah, holding on to that AK actually going to be a little more, I think, important than I initially had suspected.
Yeah, and if you remember, speaking about the AWP thing, going back in the first half, I mean, what were we into, like round 9 or 10 before we finally saw an AWP come out? And
I mean, something like that, yeah. I mean, SKDC was
deep.
way more than willing to just play rifles. It seems like they sat into their best rhythm when they were just playing with rifles.
Yeah, it's interesting that it took that long, especially with these teams. I mean, especially with SYNRGY at the very least. I would have definitely expected an AWP to come out a lot faster for them. And now I'm curious. They have one player, two players able to buy AWPs right now. Let's see if they get an AWP going. Let's see if they finally get it going. No.
One
more
is
chance.
Likely. I would... Oh, interestingly enough, they're not going to go for any AWPs at all. You know, I guess at this point it's just purely strategic. Do you want an AWP or do you not? Kind of thing that they totally could have afforded. Davey and Fox themselves holding on to about 2K apiece. So yeah, it was definitely a decision at that point. And yeah, you know, they made their bet. Let's see how they're gonna have to lie in it with just the rest. And Fox is actually gonna boost Davey over into what has now been pretty much universally affectionately regarded as the Shroud spot. Last time we saw them boost in this position, last game, they did this. It didn't really work out so hot. He was able to get the first frag, just unable to chain it together. He got traded out pretty much immediately. We didn't see SKDC do this at all on their counter-terror side. It'll be interesting to see if they are prepared to defend it, or defend against it.
Yeah, Ocean now knows that somebody's up in the Shroud spot, I believe. After he watched that Molotov drop down, he didn't hear the bounce, so I'm assuming they're well aware that somebody's up there. Let's see if it works out. And Davey will take down Ocean. Slebby will trade out Davey. So now the bomb site's basically open as one player rotating up highway. That's going to be Buzza. He goes down. Jason R's got to gain some traction here as Fox gets killed in the back of the bomb site. Els will go down, though, on the trade out. So now it's going to be a 1v2 bomb in the B bomb site. Stewie 2K is over there. Wabbit's down there. Wabbit's looking directly for Jason R. Jason R's got to get out of that van. Can't get out of there. SKDC will bring it to 14-9.
And SYNRGY Gaming just gave them such a cushion going into this half that really, even if SYNRGY was making them grind for it, I feel like with the way SKDC is playing, I wouldn't be surprised if they were able to come out with it anyway. But now that they're able to chain together rounds and start to build a stable economy, it seems like they might not be slowing down. And even SYNRGY Gaming pretty much fully bought out in this game, in this round. There's no reason for them to save. I mean, they know the series is going to be done after this game. At this point, they need to start winning rounds if they want to actually win, and they don't really lose anything by losing. I mean, they're losing a point, but
1 point, yeah,
but you know what I mean. They don't lose anything in the game if they are buying up too aggressively at this point. So might as well go for wins. You're going to need them at some point, so might as well give yourself some firepower while you can. Stewie 2K A huge fragger for me on my roster, top frag in this game, is going to find the opening pick on this round. And with a minute left in this... Oh, Rabbit. I mean, obviously he can't see that, but it's one of those things where you're just like, come on, please spam it.
Yeah, if he would have got that spell off, that probably would have been extremely ridiculous, but it's going to be a 5-4 advantage here in favor of SKDC, even though Stewie 2K is down to 7 HP. Wabbit down to 30, Slimy down to 64. Ocean and Els at 100% here. If you switch over to the other side, Fox at 22 HP, Davey at 73, and Arya and Jason are at 100. So they have enough HP to battle here if they can get some opening frags, but Fox will go down to Wabbit, and that's going to be an execute into the A-bomb site. Here comes the rest of his team. Davey's going to step out. Can he get another one? Not able to from the forklift. Jason R runs up, pistol in hand, gets a frag on the Els who was boosted up, and Arya with the scout, last one left. 1v2 is able to get a nice jump shot, and another one. Can he keep this going? He's going to go for it again. Slimy steps out around the corner, backwards towards the other side. Oh, I think Arya saw his shoulder. No,
I thought he saw, like, the sleeve, but I think that might just be, like, the X-ray, like, glow that you kind of see.
Oh,
man,
I love this.
Aggressive play.
Can he get the frag? And he does! Arya coming up huge there, getting a 3K and the clutch on the round to make the score 14-10, and Synergy is still in this.
Yeah, and a no-kit defuse, so really he was running out of time. What an aggressive play for Arya to come out on top of, but that feels like an Arya play right there.
Definitely.
I don't know, hopping on the red box like that, swapping out the scout, which you were already ridiculously successful for, with an AK that happens to have bullets for you ready to go, and you're ready to sit right into that engagement. That seems like a lot of good things lined up all at once, and just like that, Synergy Gaming now in a position where, you know, still not looking great for them. It's going to be tough for them to come back and win this, but they still have the possibility, and they are going to be sending Arya alone to be with that op, so he's going to be able to effectively cut off, you know, a third of the possible options for terrorists. Not really going to matter if the SKDC players can just find these opening picks. Stewie 2K did last round rather. Who was it who came out on top of Els, who got the opening pick this round? So yeah, they just gotta fight for those opening picks.
Yeah. So Arya's already got one. Davey's already got one also. On the other side of things, Els has picked up a frag on a Buzza. They're going to try and execute towards B. They've left the bomb actually down by Sunroom. So I'm curious if this is going to be planned, if they're just going to try and bail out. And no, there goes Wabbit to go back and get the bomb. I wonder if he's going to try and wrap his way back towards A, or just look and lurk on the rotate here. Stewie actually pushes his way all the way through the creeper into CTE and is able to get a frag onto Arya. And Fox is waiting for the escape here. If anyone tries to come back out mid or get on this flank, as Jason R from up top will take down Stewie. Els and Wabbit will work their way into the bomb site. Gunfire exchange there. Jason R gets the worst end of that exchange. Goes down to 29 HP. Davey down to 9 himself. Wabbit at 81. That
grenade almost got two frags.
Grenade. Yeah, that could have been ridiculous. Jason R down to 2, Davey down to 3 now. It's got to be a 2-man or 3-man retake attempt. Wow, Davey is so quick, and Fox will take down Els, and Synergy Gaming is definitely in this as long as they can get on this bomb fast enough here. Yeah, they're good. Defuse kit comes out. They will be able to make this 14-11 in favor of SKDC, but Synergy is catching up quick.
Luckily, Fox standing right there just for the handoff. Little 7-second to 5-second difference there. So shaving 2 seconds off that could have easily gone the other way. Fox played really well on Dust 2, just isn't quite putting it together this map like I feel like he is capable of. A, for my Vulcan team, and B, as someone who just likes to watch good competitive Counter-Strike. Starting to look really good, picking up really important clutch rounds for his team. That round, a good example. He picked up the 1-on-2 earlier, so while his frags may be somewhat few and far between at this point in the game, he seems to be on top of the impact frags. We have Davey in that shroud spot once again. Wabbit just runs right out. He doesn't care at all.
Davey's able to take him down. They're looking like they're going to try and bring this within 2 rounds here. And Davey finally goes down, gets killed out of the shroud spot. So now Fox in the bomb site. He's going to be 1v2, 1v3 in the site. Now it's only going to be 1 versus 1 in the site. And he finally goes down. Stewie will remove him. So now 1v2 in total on the map. Stewie has a better chance at the moment if he could take down Arya to make it a 1 versus 1, as Arya's teammate will rotate over. Arya's playing that angle, and Arya hits the shot, and that was so dangerously close to being a headshot. If you saw that, the bullet sparked right there on the on the roll cage for the forklift, and he just barely got away from that one. So that makes it 14-12 in favor of SKDC.
Yeah, it's one of those spots where it's really frustrating to shoot at that player with an M4 because sometimes you'll see the sparks come out and then you call your teammates, I dinked him. You check the damage later, 0 and 0 or whatever, and you're like, I saw sparks come out. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
Yeah, those metal spots can be pretty tricky. This round we're going to see, I assume, a big boost over mid, or at least a boost over mid of some kind. Slemmy pushed all the way up towards white box. Might be able to catch a frag here, especially there with his teammate. A few teammates, no less.
Yeah, but Buzza and Davey able to take down Wabbit and Els as Slemmy and Ocean both will answer. Fox playing from inside the squeaky room gets smoked off. They know he's there, though, so now it's up to his teammates to rotate. Slemmy, very low, down to 3 HP, gets completely blinded. Same with Ocean. They're going to get kind of cut out in the middle here as Slemmy does go down to Arya, so it's going to be a 1v3 here for SKDC to try and grab this 15th round. That match point bomb gets picked up, and it looks like Ocean might try and wrap this, but it doesn't matter. Arya is going to be right there. Can he get away? Throws the gun, has a feeling that Arya is there. Arya is there. Ocean will get away from it, though, and the rotate into the B bomb site is now happening. Is Ocean getting? Nope. He hears the vent break, so he has to know somebody's already came through vents, or at least really close to it. Arya almost hits that shot, stays alive somewhere here, so 1v2 is still up. Ocean spinning around trying to get that bomb plan off, does get it down. Molotov is going to go in, land a little bit behind him. That's going to force him forward, and he gets taken down by Arya. That's a 2K for Arya. Bomb defuse incoming for Synergy Gaming. That makes the score 14-13.
Arya just continuing to step up huge for his team. Like that play falling back in Z there. No need to force that engagement. You know, you never want to just give up a bomb site like that. Just give them a free plan, because it seems like that amount of money might be the difference between a buy and not a buy. But staying alive and making sure you win the round, especially when the game gets wound down this close, totally worth it. It's worth a bomb plant any day. And they are going to just straight up buy off of this, so they are going to go for it. That bomb plant, super important right there. Turns out to be perhaps a little bit more important than Synergy might know. And they're going to be boosting Wabbit right over middle, while Arya takes a pick in A main. Stewie could have peeked and supported, and unfortunately does it a little too late, but at least, it's again, better late than never.
So we're going to have Wabbit taking down Davey. So SKDC looking at this point, they're one man up here. It's going to be a 4 versus 3. Fox is going to be trying to smoke out. Nice grenade there. Is going to come in, only do a little bit of damage. Look like it should have done more, though. And SKDC will try and take their way to the A-bomb site. They get rid of Buzza. Back at the forklift. Here comes Jason R, though. He does answer. He's going to be into a 1 versus 3. Can he stay up? He's at the forklift. Drops the bomb down. Now, Els coming around the corner. Can he stay up here? 1v2. Els and Wabbit versus Jason R. Els steps out, takes a ton of damage. Jason R sprays down towards him. They're both going to peek out. He gets the first one and can't grab the second. Els will get that clutch kill. 1v1 there. That makes it 15-13 in favor of SKDC. Synergy has to win every round from here on out to stay in this and force some overtime.
Yeah, and that was a really tough round for Synergy to lose, one that they totally could have come up with there, especially in that 1-on-2, hitting the last remaining tires down to 5 HP. Probably doesn't even know he did it. Well, I mean,
it was so close.
Him, but yeah, he probably doesn't realize how close he was. But unfortunately, not quite close enough, and SKDC almost lost that round pretty much exclusively because they didn't have enough money for even more supplementary nades that they could have needed. I mean, Fox pushing through the smoke, catching a frag early.
He might get traded out. Eddie will.
Does. Yeah, I was just going to say that they knew where that last remaining counter-terrorist was for a really long time. They knew he was forked. The main problem is they just didn't have any nades to deal with him. They could have smoked him off. They could have tried to flash him. They molly, heat grenade, decoy even. Any nade could have been applicable there, but they just didn't have one. And that's where those force buys really start to make a huge difference.
So round 29, possibly the last round of this game. If SKDC can win it here and make the score 16-13 over Synergy, it's going to be close. Ocean will take down Davey. Now we're going to be into a 4 versus 3 in favor of SKDC. They're taking the A-bomb site once again. Buzza's right there trying to defend, though. Able to get one. Can he string it together into a secondary frag? Wabbit's going to be the close one. He gets Wabbit down as Ocean will remove Jason R. So now we're into a 2 versus 2. Buzza blinded out there. His teammate is rotated all the way over towards the site. And Ocean will get Arya. So now Buzza 1 versus 1 with Slemmy. Who's going to win the exchange? And it's going to be Buzza, and Synergy will force this to the last round of regulation after Buzza gets himself a huge 4K, making the score 15-14 SKDC. And it's going to be an eco for them nonetheless.
Yeah, that is definitely what my
that's
next
rough.
plan was going to be. Man, Buzza stepping up huge for his team. It seems like Buzza and Arya and Davey. I mean, it seems like all the Synergy Gaming players are stepping up when they need to. Even Fox, the player I called out a little bit ago, I wouldn't call it a call out per se. Starting to up his game a little bit. You know, no longer the bottom fragger for the game, starting to put his money where his mouth is, so to speak. And Buzza catching the early frag right off the bat. Things are looking good for Synergy to push this one to overtime.
Yeah, definitely. This is exactly where they want to be right now. They're doing it against an ecoing SKDC. So SKDC, well, it's not really an eco, it's a buyout for them because it's the last round of regulation. So they have to buy out and do everything they can here. That puts Synergy in a really good spot. They have the gun advantage. They have a one-man advantage currently. So if they can win this round, that will force overtime. And they still have a chance at winning this series 2-0.
Yeah, and at this point, SKDC has really slowed down this round. Fox kind of exposing things a little bit, letting his teammates know that, hey, they are totally in mid. It seems like they knew it based on how they're playing. Buzz is sitting so far back, but there's the confirmation that they needed. Finding the opening pick into B, so they might be able to work their way into the site.
Well, they're trying to, but Buzza will get us right down through the smoke. Ocean will answer with the Rec 9 in hand, and they have taken the B bomb site. Let's see if they can get this bomb planted here. It will be a 3-on-3. They picked up a FAMAS. They had the AK from the start of the round, and Stewie with the Swag 7 here. And this is gonna be a tight round. SKDC has the ability to win this map right here, making their map score 1-1. Buzza will be working from Creeper. Davey's gonna try and work his way out. Stewie takes on Fox. There goes Buzza. Also, now it's all up to Davey. He's gonna be 1v2. Swag 7 in the site. FAMAS in the site also. Stewie actually drops the swag, got the deagle, and that is gonna do it. SKDC will actually win the game 16-14 on an eco round of their own.
Man, that is a rough way to lose the game if you are Synergy. But either way, I think they did a fantastic job of making a game out of it. The fact that the game got worked down so close was made for a super entertaining game. And honestly, I feel like SKDC deserved that. I feel like they played spectacularly, especially early on. I thought they were going to be demoralized from their Dust 2 loss, but they got kind of worked pretty badly. And then they just stepped up. They didn't let that hold them down at all. Their players just played even better in Game 2 than they did in Game 1. And I really thought we were going to see the opposite of that. I'm sure the Synergy guys are a little disappointed in that, but really, I think this was a good series between the two teams. Before this, I would have said I would give the nod to Synergy, but if this game went to Train, if this series went to Train, well, on Train, I genuinely have no idea how it would have gone, but if this went to a third map, I don't know. Coin toss. These are two really well matched teams.
Yeah, definitely. It was looking really close there, and possibly Sin could have taken that back. And I mean, they lost on an anti-eco nonetheless. And it was just, you can't even call it an anti-eco. It was just a full buyout, from the T's. And I mean, there was nothing they could do about it. They ended up losing that. It was down to a 3 versus 3 where they had the superior firepower. All they had to do was retake that site. A Deagle prevailed, and then an AK prevailed there, brought that down, and then Ocean, they were able to get there. Yeah, so good job by SKDC to make that a 1-1 best-of-2 series when it was looking like it was going to be completely done there, and Synergy was going to be able to run this back, have an epic comeback, possibly force that into overtime, and then maybe even get the win in overtime.
Yeah, would have been cool to watch, but I feel very satisfied with that.
Yes.
I'm very happy with the Counter-Strike we were able to watch right there.
Yeah.
But we are eventually going to kick it to a break before we get set for our second game of the night. But I need to check in. What's your Vulcan score? How many points you at?
All right. So my Vulcan rank at the moment is 615.
Okay, I don't believe it. I'm just, I want to see pictures later. I'm just saying. But
258.2.
Sorry, how many points?
258.2.
258.2. Okay. I don't exactly believe you. I think we all know that you have a history of lying. So perhaps we'll have to check these figures later. But at the moment, I do have 248 points, an exact 10 below you.
Actually, they're adding up points more as we're going here. All right, so I just went to 262.2.
Okay, I went to 3,000. I won. Okay. Just like that. Mine jumped like crazy. It's weird.
Well, my rank actually went down. I went from whatever I was at 615 to 627.
That's tough.
But yeah, I'm at 262.2 at the moment. I'm doing pretty good. I'm styling right now.
A little
My
bit. A
my
little
weak.
bit.
Let's talk about your weakest selection so far in these in the Vulcan pick. Mine, 28.6 points. Ocean.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, definitely. That was one where I wanted that pick, and
Yeah.
I mean,
See, it was
sorry,
kind of
Ocean, but I'm kind of
yeah.
glad I went that other way. The thing
Yeah.
is that how many players did you have play?
I had all but the VVV players play, so I
Ah,
had.
so you had an extra player on me. See, I had a really good outing. My lowest player was 54 points,
Oh, okay. So,
but I only had 4 players in
oh,
that
that's
game.
right, because you got Tivu on.
Tivu.
Yep,
Oh
that's
yeah,
right. You
Tivu.
got him
Oh
coming
my
up.
God, Tivu.
Yep.
This is your year, Tivu.
I don't know, man. VVV is a strong team, but yeah, I think what we'll do now, guys, is we're gonna kick it to a break. We'll talk a little bit more about Vulcan when we come back, and we will talk about our next matchup, which is going to be Lunatic Esports versus VVV Gaming, formerly known as the Flying V, coming up after this. Enjoy the break. We'll be back shortly.